looking at economic prosperity for minorities in Michigan. Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Laurel Hess and this is Comcast Newsmakers coming to you and taping here at the North American International Auto Show. My guest today is Rick Garcia, a board trustee for the Michigan Alliance of Latinos Moving Toward Advancement. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
So you've taken on a fairly large goal to provide economic prosperity, racial prosperity, if you will, in Michigan for all minorities, especially for Hispanics and Latinos, but certainly for all minorities here in Michigan. You'd like to see everyone prosper the same way.
Absolutely. I am part of this movement of a lot of our nonprofit partners who are really looking at the future. When we look at how today's economy had really provoked a lot of challenges for a lot of our low-income families across the state, the organization I represent with MIALMA, we have been working side by side with many of our other community partners throughout the state in terms of three agendas: education, attainment, economic development opportunities, and of course areas of healthcare and services that we have to look at a safety net that addresses all of those areas for Hispanics, Latinos, as well as African Americans in the state of Michigan. And that's been part of what I was involved with today with the Prosperity Coalition, which was an effort to bring in a lot of our nonprofits throughout the state addressing this issue. So MIALMA is part of that effort, working with the Michigan League for Public Policy, who had hosted this movement here in the state.
It sounds like really trying to get different various organizations together that are all doing good in their own way, but together to speak as one voice, hopefully maybe even to change some policy somewhere down the line.
Absolutely, and one of the things we see that's been a challenge, as you know, in the last few years with the economic downturn, we found a lot of families who are struggling and continue to struggle, even though we're slowly recovering. Hopefully we're going to see a turn on that in the coming years. But currently right now the status is many folks who have taken advantage of the programs that exist, such as the Earned Income Tax Credit, EITC, which is part of an added value that we see, as well as some of the healthcare needs that we see from these families who simply can't afford it. So what MIALMA is trying to do is look at the existing resources that a lot of our human service partners do have, but many times people don't know where to get help. And that's where we're trying to raise the awareness, not only to our community partners, but also the business community as a whole, and especially our legislators out there in the state.
Have you been able to, over the years or even over the last several months, move that needle at all when it comes to providing that prosperity just by, providing the support and that safety net that you're talking about? Absolutely.
There's been many efforts of collaboration. So collaboration is a key word that we've been seeing in the last few years, and that was the formation of MIALMA, which was basically a brainchild of the Michigan State University's Julian Samora Research Institute, who helped facilitate a statewide gathering of business community leaders as well as nonprofits to talk about engagement of our communities. And that's where we decided, which is very similar to every melting pot communities here in the state, because we have a very diverse population, as you know, not only with our Hispanic, Latino, African American, but also our Chaldean and Arab communities as well. And not to mention the Asian American community that's one of the fastest growing here in the state. So by taking that, we have talked to our state legislators, but also working with the economic development partners such as Michigan Economic Development Corporation and the Civil Rights Group, who are formulating what they call Global Michigan.
All right, lots of good things happening. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
Today's Comcast Newsmaker was Rick Garcia, a board trustee for the MIALMA, which is the Michigan Alliance of Latinos Moving Towards Advancement.